like leaning back, sinking into the big, very fabulous leather furniture here at the Great Northern Sex Cast headquarters.
Yeah, it's a little bit later than we normally do it because we've had all hell break loose in our lives. My mom has fell last week. I put a little note on the Facebook page, and she broke her arm in 2 places, so was busy with that all last week. And but she's getting out of bed by herself now, so this is good. you just really want to be able to go to the bathroom by yourself, you know?
That's very big.
Yeah. I remember when I broke my ankle and I couldn't put any weight on it. I'm sitting on the toilet the first time going,
how do I get up?
I have to relearn how to wipe my ass.
Oh, wow.
The balance, you know? You just think about one leg and this and that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. It was a whole new learning experience.
I bet it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, she's doing better. She's bruised, and she's finding, like I said, she broke her wrist and had surgery on that, and broke her upper arm. You can only put that in a sling. She's finding some other bruises and things that are now that pain is sort of, she's finding out that dissipating a tad. She's noticing that, wow, my left knee looks really huge, so she probably smacked that good.
Yeah,
but just oh my God.
Yeah,
and it's been a week.
Yes, it's been an interesting week, but thankfully people are still doing stupid naked stuff.
Oh, that's spectacular!
So let's start with that.
Let's just start right in with some distraction of stupid naked people.
I think this was Tennessee.
I'm
pretty sure. I think so. Okay, no, beg your pardon. This was in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
I don't think New Hampshire's made the...
Stupid naked people is usually much warmer climates.
Well, it is
because
summer.
It's just easy. Well, there is that, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, here it is.
Did it involve a moose? Sorry, I'm just...
No, not yet. There might be one later, though.
Okay.
There's definitely going to be a robot today.
Okay.
There's always a robot. So, yeah, Planet Fitness, are you familiar with those gyms? It's a franchise gym, great big facilities. We have them here.
Yeah, I ignore most of that shit, judging by my size, yes.
Well, the gym it considers itself a judgment-free zone. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this guy his name is Eric Stagno, just decided since it's judgment-free, he was going to go to Planet Fitness and work out naked.
So he's not drunk at all?
It doesn't say so, no.
No. Judgment?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it didn't say it was a sanitary-free zone.
Well, no. So gym-goers reported feeling sick, unsafe, and disgusted by this man in there who was found in a yoga position when police arrived. So I'm picturing a down dog.
I know,
hanging,
yeah.
And all sorts of different things. And when the officers approached him, he said he thought it was a judgment-free zone, referencing their slogan. So he was taken into custody without incident, charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, disorderly conduct, and he is due in court in September.
If it could be a ticket for just massive doofusness. Yeah. Because, just wasting time. I mean, wasted officers' time, wasted the people's time that maybe went there and said, maybe I won't work out with stupid naked guy here. I mean, a wasting time ticket would be just brilliant.
It would cover so many things.
Oh, my God, yes.
So many things. Mm-hmm. So the Japanese, great culture, innovative people.
Amazing food.
They have... really, if not invented, they've perfected many, 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 many things. Mm-hmm. And something that they have done all too well with the sex doll has made them, and public health officials, no joke, are now claiming that sex dolls are making the Japanese an endangered species because nobody's fucking humans. They're fucking the sex dolls. And the birth rate is very, 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 very low.
Oh, the birth rate in Japan has been going down for decades. Sex dolls have nothing to do with that shit. They have an enormous... There's a whole article in... I don't know, the New York Times this past week about a whole section of people, young people have just become hermits They just stay at home because they can't handle the pressures of modern life. And I don't think it has anything to do with sex dolls. I think, you just can't get can't get a job. You're working 70 hours a week. When the hell do you have time for sex? Not a damn doll.
Well,
sorry. I'm having a moment.
Okay, you're fine.
It could be that I'm tired.
Their birth rate did drop below 1 million, though. So, the sex robot sales have been skyrocketing, and Japan's fertility rate has been stuck at the same 1.42 for the last 3 years. So they are concerned and about the decline in population there. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I wonder if they probably don't have nearly as many women deciding to be single parents by choice either.
As
or
we
guy,
do,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're calling this a national disaster, the birth rate. So, then the article goes on. We'll post it on the Great Northern Sex Cast Facebook page. But they do feature a guy who owns 20 sex dolls. So they're having sex. It's just not the procreation kind. Now you made me yawn. Stop that.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I never think it's possible, and yet it happens again. There's another fetish I don't think we've ever talked about.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with someone put something in their ass again.
Okay.
Not
this week.
Not this week, okay.
I don't think so this week, but there's still plenty of time. Lactation kink.
Oh, yeah. No. We have movies like that.
Well, you have the movies. I don't think we've talked about it on the show.
Oh, okay.
So you have movies in the stores?
So, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are. I probably could wander back and poke around and find a few.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if you don't know what this is, this is, breastfeeding. And there's, different people that are just addicted to this, and it's part of their sex routine. And these are grown men. And one guy that's featured in the article said that he got hooked on it when his wife got pregnant for the second time, and he just never stops nursing, and it's part of their deal, and it is now being recognized as a form of kink. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I can see that. I mean, then again, at least he's still having sex with his wife. A lot of folks just get all freaked out, like, "Oh my God, it's like a mom. I can't have sex with a mom," and they all get all panicky. Hey, they figured out how to still have a great sex life.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm just of the mindset, and look, I'm not a mom, and so I've never breastfed anything. But I just kind of feel that once something has a full set of teeth, it just should not be there.
I have to admit, I did not go there not having breastfed myself.
Yeah, so that's just me. But
and I know a lot of women have. It's really painful. So, but I guess if it works for them,
yeah, okay. We don't judge here.
Oh, of course we do, but not. but only if it's like really, really, really creepy, like the whole blood thing, or the one that, or the guy that wanted to be roasted. I mean, there are lines.
Yeah,
I mean that's
yeah.
Animals, kid, all that. No, none of that shit.
No. So personalized porn. Are you familiar with this now?
Is that sort of the online camera stuff where you can call in and request stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cam girls. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like further. It's like they get okay. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's the new sort of realm, really, because everything's gotten to be so much the same. So yeah, and these women, or this article features the women. The guys do it too. They are making huge livings without having to conform to a studio, wait to get cast. They're on demand, so to speak. And they're able to just benefit from, the schedule, and they keep all of the profits. So it's really interesting. Custom clips, the fans direct their own fantasies, and they ask for anything they want. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, I would make more money if this didn't exist, but everybody, I mean, with the advent of just sort of a worldwide economy, the internet and all like that, you can get exactly what you want. I mean, I used to sell a lot of higher end leather, but now you just go online and get the bustier or the handcuffs or the chaps or whatever it is you want exactly made for you. So you can get anything exactly made for you. So why not your sex on film?
Yeah.
It's going through there. I mean, it's the ultimate fan fiction.
Yeah.
Going through there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I really do like, because it's, I mean, I'm assuming probably each person has their own speciality. So you're gonna pick someone that is into the same things you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there are certain people and, that they have kind of their own following and then they do decline certain things. So, got to read you a couple of these requests. So one of them named Lexi, she says she'll do bondage, or dress up, and she's had people ask her just to read to them. And she said, but a lot of people really just want to be told off. And again, that's like the Dom thing. Isn't that just so funny? But she'll get things that are really strange. She said she gets a lot of food requests. This one, she said one fan wanted her to literally cover her body in baked beans.
That's a lot of baked beans. I wonder if, was there a particular type of baked beans? Because if you go down the baked bean aisle at Cub right now, there's a lot of different types of baked beans.
Yeah, the Bush's aisle. But how ironic, Bush's beans. No.
But then again, but movies are still popular. I mean, we're coming. It's getting into summer wedding season, and I can see it in my sales. Lingerie and movies. This tells me bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
And we're just selling a ton of movies still.
Really?
Because, you can come in and you buy what you want. It's not a record on your credit card. Yeah. It's not that expensive anymore. And then you don't need to store it or keep it. It's not downloaded on your computer where you can find it. You can chuck the CD later or do whatever you want with it. Mm-hmm. And it's going through there. And we've just been selling a lot of movies lately. I mean, not nearly as what we did 10, 20, 30 years ago, obviously. Mm-hmm. But no, people still want a movie. Still want to hold the movie sometimes, it's going through there.
Interesting. So,
and if you're going up to a cabin where there's no Wi-Fi or how you going to download anything?
Right. Mm-hmm. So it must have been a real adjustment for you, as a retailer that sold films when it went from tapes to CDs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
DVDs, rather.
DVD. Yeah. But because one, it takes up a tenth of the space.
Right. Which would be great.
Mm-hmm. That was lovely. And, but no, we don't. I don't even think we have half the movies in the store that we used to have. Mm-hmm. It just, not as popular. And so they're not. And also, and then CDs just take up so much less space. So, we rotate them around. We don't get as, many in of each title and stuff like that anymore. Okay. You don't sit on stock like you used to. No retailer does.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, technically you can sit on some of our stock, but you know what I mean.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I got to tell you though, really quick, the weirdest request one of them received in this, adult star, Casey Calvert, said, somebody wanted her to burn their stamp collection while masturbating. How is that sexy?
I think that's revenge. I think it's an ex's stamp collection they were burning.
Oh, there you go. Okay. See, I didn't even think about that. God, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
They got it in the settlement or something, and then decided to do this with it. That's exactly where my brain went immediately.
Okay. Okay, tell me what the psychology is behind this one, since you're so good at this.
Okay, name that weirdness. Okay, I can do that.
She had to count to 4 over and over for 5 straight minutes.
Certain patterns for the person to be jerking off? OCD, yeah. 1, 2, yeah, jerk, a certain a stroking pattern, and it takes them 4 minutes to get off.
That's hilarious. 5, but okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'm just okay.
Sugar babies. We've talked about those interesting little females that look for sugar daddies. Basically, it's younger women looking for extremely wealthy men to fund a lavish lifestyle. And it's an arrangement. It's not even almost the same. I almost see it different as prostitution because this is like long term in a lot of cases. But
it's all the perks of not having to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need a prenup. You can just, whatever, unless, well, now there's something that's coming out of this, and why wouldn't it? Something called salt daddies. And those are guys that lie about having the funds to play.
Oh.
And so it's kind of an interesting story. We'll put it up on the Facebook page. But she says, they fake their profiles and they pretend to be rich in order to sleep with attractive women. And she says, this really annoys me. I take my profile seriously and I want to make a good arrangement with the right man. And these time wasters are just after sex. Well, I think they're all actually just after sex, but it just one pays and another one doesn't.
Well, I would assume you don't just, you got to have some sort of proof of this shit.
Yeah.
Is there a male name for a sugar baby? I mean, I am assuming there's got to be guys out there doing this too.
Boy toys?
Yeah, maybe boy toys. Yeah.
I think that's how I would refer. But she basically says she puts them through, a conversation straight away and generally ferrets it out in, right away once she meets him. And she says actually she spends quite a bit of time Googling too prior to going. But
anyone with a serious amount of funds is going to show up in articles or have the degrees or be involved in a corporation's boards and stuff like that. So there's no way you're just going to be completely under the radar if you got that much freaking cash.
Exactly. Yeah, this one guy had the nerve to show up in a Lexus, not the Ferrari she was expecting, and instead of a weekend in the hotel, he'd only booked 3 hours. So there you go with alarm bells.
Oh, just a Lexus, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, just a Lexus. So this variety store in England is under fire for selling a blow-up doll that is advertised as nag-free. It's called the Inflatable Perfect Woman. They say it's a gag gift, but you've got all these women that are just so upset. I don't want to go in there. And then we've even got guys jumping in saying, this is misogynistic. It shouldn't say perfect woman. I can see how that would be offensive to women.
You said a dollar store?
It's kind of like a variety store.
Yeah, but
what were those ones that used to be at all the malls?
Like a Spencer's or something like that.
Spencer's, yeah. And he says, I think it's also wrong to say nag free. But you could say the same thing about men. I mean, women have certain things that we say about men too.
Yeah, I mean, believe me, the blow-up dolls for guys all have painted on abs, doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. So Colleen, do you I know you manage your social media, differently. You try to kind of keep things that you don't. Well, I think we all try to keep things that we don't want coming back to bite us.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be, careful about that because, most social media actually doesn't want my company on it. So I have to keep it, PG-13 and lower and do different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's a chick who's posting pictures of herself trying on different bathing suits, and presumably the idea was to, have her friends vote on which one that she wanted. But one of them had palm trees on it. And I guess there's a palm tree that's landed perfectly. The fronds are right over her crotch. And it looks like, this huge bush on where a bush would be, only it's in the and I guess it's like this, preposterous thing, but it's like, I guess when she was probably taking the selfie, she didn't really notice it, but you put it out there and so it's gone viral now. So how'd you like that?
Oh, jeez. I'd be pissed at the friends who made fun. Someone should say, oh, by the way, you may want to take a different angle of the swimsuit. Yeah. But you got to know that you also got to know the gal, because she could be going, well, that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I posted when I've done dumbass shit.
Okay.
It's going through there.
Okay.
So it depends on the woman for the most part there, because now that's out there. I mean, viral, tens of thousands of times. This is, this is going to show up on a fashion don't Reddit list like 5 years from now. There's going to be a different thing, because I've seen the same picture used multiple times for different lists.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Oh God.
You're just like, oh God, they're using this picture here.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't they search some of this shit when they've got these, these folks that are making up these lists and crap.
Well, what's interesting about that?
I like me some clickbait, but let's have it be let's have it be new.
Yeah. Well, you bring up an interesting thing there because. I was just watching a video the other day, something on YouTube, and a kid walked by kind of through the shot, and they blurred the child's face. But they were talking to a person, and it's like, how does it work if some shots go viral of someone and it gets, say it's tweeted, and then it gets retweeted, and pretty soon it's in the hands of somebody that's 1,000 handshakes away from you, right? And it's a picture that then becomes used in a situation like that. What happens? I mean, because do you have recourse? I don't know.
I don't think so. Pictures have been lifted to be used in ads, and stuff like that. So, I mean, you just you have no idea, how a picture's going to get used, 10 seconds from now, much less 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Just going through there. I mean, maybe there's folks out there that are figuring out how to use facial rec to recognition to scour for pictures of yourself and then just somehow extract them. But I can't really imagine with how everything's stored out there and what's going through there.
Like a do not face list? Because
you could, because if you download something, it's not out there for someone, that's on a computer somewhere or on a thumb drive somewhere, and it could show up again.
Yeah,
it's not like everything's just sitting out there in Lando Cloud or a server.
Yes. But I mean, seriously, I wonder if there's a day where you do facial recognition and you sign up for a list that's that then in order to
Yeah, and then how could that be used against you if you did put your face out there? I mean, there's just so many things.
I know it's just it's a weird new realm of legal quagmire.
Yeah.
Okay. Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop. I think that woman has absolutely lost her fucking mind.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this certainly is not in any sort of... that whole what color is the sky in her universe, because it ain't the same as ours, I'll tell you that.
Honestly, I mean, she seems like just a nut job now, right? And, she's, in addition to getting divorced, her conscious uncoupling, which that was like just the most painfully... You've got
contrived
to be,
two words ever.
Oh my God.
What happened to amicable?
Yeah.
Which is a hard word for me to say, obviously. Okay.
She, in 2013, she was named Star Magazine's most hated celebrity in Hollywood. Hated by whom, I don't know. But like everybody, you say her name these days and everybody's like, oh God, but she's got this lifestyle empire called Goop. It's a website or whatever. And we've talked about her stories and the
whole steaming of the vagina on the rocks. But, honestly, she could care less because she is just putting the money in the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, she's just like, she can do a film every couple of years when it shows up. She can do this stuff. And she is just hands over fist making cash. So what the hell?
Oh, she totally is. She totally is. But Condé Nast did split with her because she wasn't using fact checkers, and she wouldn't put. She just wouldn't do what they, as a huge publisher, needed to do. And there's a note in here. You should read this article because there's one doctor that it goes downtown bang and runs through several of her things, which is the vagina steaming was one of them, and all of that. And then they once warned against condoms containing dairy products, and want people. She's advocating vegan friendly condoms. And then, so this doctor's like, you know what? Tampons are not vaginal death sticks. Vegetables with lectins are not killing us. Vaginas don't need steaming. Epstein-Barr doesn't cause every thyroid disease. And for fuck's sake, no one needs to know their latex farmer. That's the doctor that wrote that.
No, yep.
Yeah, and she's just totally tired of it. But there's I mean, I think that's funny.
I know.
I mean, I'd like to meet this doctor. But anyway, she's every time they said that they there's a story about it, like the one we're reading right now. The $250 million company that Goop has become, the number of hits rises. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, because people got to figure out what's going on, and then they get an ad, and then they want those clicks. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that Goop has advertisers. I don't know who the hell would advertise on Goop.
Yeah.
I'll have to go through there. I might have to look that up. I've never actually gone to the website. Or maybe I did like eons and eons ago. Maybe when it was brand new. I can't remember, but certainly not in the past decade or whatever.
Yeah,
the
I've
hell
never
it is.
actually been on it because I think she's such a whack-azoid. But that's just me. I just about fell over when I saw the headline on this one.
Okay.
John Wayne Bobbitt re-membered is the headline. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. They get, someone should buy them a drink.
That's true. So remember, if you are a millennial and you weren't around, 25 years ago, John Wayne Bobbitt's penis was very famously and publicly cut off by his wife, who claimed that he had abused her, and she threw it into a field. They found it and reattached it. It was like a 9-hour surgery. And quite honestly, I still can't believe that they were able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like an awfully long time.
Yeah.
For something to have been unattached, to get reattached, and to actually be okay.
Yeah. You remember he did several porn movies, actually. He did one called Uncut and another one called Frankenpenis. He actually had penis enlargement surgery after, so he's done that. And, he said, I'm a survivor. I don't think anybody, and then he goes on boast. He's trying to, get people to buy shit that will keep him in his rental house in Las Vegas that he has. But he's dating and still alive and well. And I don't know, is she out of jail by now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I forgot to look up to see.
Pardon me, why? Yeah, I don't know if it's the dust or if there's more pollen or something out there, but my throat is just, and I'm not allergic to anything, but there's just that much crud in the air. I just noticed that it makes my throat dry.
Well, it is allergy season, I will say. But it's very, very humid today, so I don't know. There's something flying around. Okay, so I guess when you're stationed somewhere, and you've got military bases and you've got the tank team, and then you've got the other guys, and you're two different squadrons and you have two different names. So they've been pranking each other, and this is a couple of British groups. So they stuck a giant dildo onto the outside of the barracks of the rival group. But what they did, and it's right there, but they just covered it in the same paint as the flashing so that you really had to know it was there. So it went undiscovered for 40 days, the big giant dildo. Hammered up onto the thing, and so the guys who did it knew about it and got to laugh, and
they were just laughing there. Oh, I love it a lot. Oh my God.
Did you send me the story about the Belgian nude beach being completely in dispute because they didn't want to let this beach become naked because they were afraid it would scare off a species of rare bird? Or did I just find that one by myself?
I think you found that lovely little nugget all by yourself.
Yeah. Belgian nude beach nixed over fears of nudist scaring treasured bird. So they have one nude beach, but they wanted another one. And they said, no, I'm sorry, we won't approve this because subsidiary activities in the dunes could scare off this this bird. I can't remember what. I don't even know if it says what the bird's name is, but it's the town of
Frank.
Austin.
The bird's name is Frank, and they're gonna scare it. Okay.
What they're afraid of is that the people are going to go off and fuck, and in the like habitat portion of it. So they tried to put barbed wire around it, and then the nudists said, "Oh yeah, barbed wire, having to cross barbed wire, we're nudists, like whatever." And then it revived that whole big argument that naturalism, as they like to call it, isn't sexual.
Yeah, it's just not wearing any clothes. It has nothing to do with sex.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to Goop.
Okay, what'd you find?
A bag. Okay, so let's say you've been to the last time you took your kid to the Science Museum, or the Minnesota Zoo, or any touristy place. You will always find a table of like dyed rocks, and you can shove like all the rocks you want in a bag for like $4. Mm-hmm. Goop is selling a bag of rocks for $85.
Really? What are they supposed to do?
Inspired by a shaman's medicine bag from various indigenous traditions, this Goop exclusive, I don't think so, pouch holds magically charged stones, quartz, black obsidian, rose quartz, amethyst. Yeah. Yeah. $85 for a small white bag filled with 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 8 stones that are tiny. You can just yeah. Oh, she's selling tarot cards. Something called you can draw this charcoal to drop into water. I think you can go to REI and get that for a hell of a lot less expensive.
Why would you do that?
I don't. They have a condom variety gift set for $29.
How many condoms?
Looks like maybe 9 condoms.
Okay.
That's
it's $3 each.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this is. Are
you enjoying yourself?
They still have the eggs for like $85. Those, yeah. I haven't seen the snatch steamer yet, though.
The mugwort vagina steamer.
Yeah, they have something called Uma. Do you suppose it's named out? Do you suppose she's friends with Uma Thurman? Because some sort of almond. Oh my God! And $85. I didn't even go to the clothing for a bag of rocks that you can get for like $4 at any tourist trap.
But they're not magically charged.
Yeah, they're magically. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, yeah, that's just.
Yeah, I know. So this is interesting. There's a Netflix show. I love Netflix, by the way. I've been feeling, just hospitals a lot with my mom and different things. So I've been just totally addicted to Netflix lately. Yes, me too. There's a show called Insatiable. And
I missed that one.
Okay. Well, it's they put the trailer out last week, and 113,000 people have signed a petition calling for the show's cancellation. Now it's starring the girl. Her name is Debbie Ryan, and she's like a Disney Channel star, I guess. And her role is that she was a once obese teen who drops pounds and then seeks to get back at those who treat her badly. Critics want the show, which Netflix is saying is just a dark, twisted revenge comedy.
Oh, I recognize her. Yeah, she was on several. She was on a show that my daughter watched.
Oh yeah,
she played the nanny or something or whatever, and then she was also on the. Yeah, I know her.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So the people are claiming that the narrative is that young and impressionable girls, it's pushing them thinking that they have to be thin to be desirable or worthy humans. So it's adding also that the show will cause a devastation of self-doubt in the minds of young girls, and it just really goes on and on and on. Netflix says we're not shaming Patty. Actually, Alyssa Milano's in it too. She said we're addressing through comedy the damage that occurs from fat shaming. Yeah.
It's just going through. They're using it against it. Yeah, Alyssa Milano, Debbie Ryan, Dollar. Yeah, this was... this gal has great comedic timing. She did really well in the Disney stuff. It's nice to see that she has something something in her 20s going, because a lot of times you don't get into jobs after you're a teen star.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. And I don't know. I mean, this takes me back to my radio days. If you don't like something, don't watch it, read it, listen to it. Mm-hmm. Just don't.
Yeah. I mean, this is. you actually dilute your message when you pick on things that aren't meaning to do that. There's actual hate out there. There's actual people that are actual misogynists that want, women to not have any rights and do things. It's not this show.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I just don't think that, I mean, we're free, it's free speech. So
yeah,
again,
I mean, it's, you don't have to, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
Somehow I think she's hopefully it's done well and she does okay because I liked her as an actress.
Yeah, very cool. Insatiable, it's called. Everybody's heard of Seagram, right? The booze. This is one weird freaking story, and it has nothing to do with being drunk. Okay, it's the Seagram heiress, Claire Bronfman.
Okay, so it's still a private company, huh?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
She was arrested as part of an investigation. She was among 4 people, part of an investigation into what prosecutors say was a sex trafficking organization masquerading as a self-help group. This is really dark and creepy stuff. I had not read. Well, okay, I have to admit, for my own sanity, I haven't been paying that much attention to the news. I pop into a couple of sites, write a few letters, make a few phone calls to Congress every now and then. But for the most part, I've got to stay sane. Yeah. So I miss this. Well, she is 39 years old and the daughter of the late Charles Bronfman. He was an executive, so it doesn't mean that it was private, but I mean, he was the CEO. The money is humongous. She pleaded not guilty to racketeering. She was freed after agreeing to pay $100 million, which is half of her estimated $200 million fortune. So she's accused of using her money to assist and protect this group and the leader of it, saying that female recruits were expected to have sex with this guy Keith Rainier, and they were branded with his initials. It just gets so strange. And there were other people. I mean, you heard the 2 stars that were the Smallville actress Allison Mack, and she was involved with this as well. It's the same thing.
It's I think sometimes when you don't have any basis in reality, you don't understand, right? Or wow.
Yeah.
Because there's just got to be a sociopath without any sense of actual reality about what real life is about. The fact that they would just do this to other people because they probably thought it was entertaining.
Yeah.
What they could. Evil little shits.
It reminds me of kind of Scientology a little bit. Terrifying. Okay. This last one is, I think, a really great illustration of why we divorced the British back in the 1700s. This is now, today, in this year. A British court has ordered, it's the Supreme Court, this went all the way to their Supreme Court. They said that the 68-year-old woman must remain married to her 80-year-old husband. She's been trying to get a divorce from him since 2012. She said it's a loveless, deteriorated marriage. He refuses to agree to the split. And long story short, UK law decrees that a divorce can only be granted without a spouse's okay in cases of adultery, desertion, unreasonable behavior. Not just that we're out of love, I'm miserable, I want away from this man, and there's too bad. And so she has to remain married to this person.
Well, I think there's time to change some laws. I don't know what the rules are to throw something out and calling it unconstitutional, but they're probably saying, if you don't like the law, change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going through there. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean...
Although, how old is he? He's going to die soon anyway.
Well, he's 80. I mean, you never know. They do have 2 adult children, and can you just even imagine with parents that age fighting each other in court? What a bummer that would be.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That would be a huge bummer. And why would he just sit there if she doesn't want to stay married? I mean, what a dick.
Yeah.
You know,
that should be unreasonable. I mean, fighting it this much should certainly be considered unreasonable, don't you think?
I definitely think. I definitely do. So that's all I got. So here in America, you're free to get divorced as many times as you want. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, before we go, I want to say until September 3rd, Fantasy Gifts does have collection bins at all the stores for our Flow Drive. Remember, we are collecting pads and tampons and panty liners, anything for periods. Because a lot of women's shelter, stuff like that, even folks that are just strapped for cash, these are really expensive. And so it just helps, women out with some common dignity to have a collection of pads. So if you're, next time you're picking some up or you're at a store or going through there, just swing by any Fantasy Gifts and chuck it in the bin. And anytime you donate something, we'll put you in a drawing for gift cards and a gift basket.
That is fantastic. So check it out, and we will be back at you.
I'm gonna do one more thing.
Oh, yeah. What do we have?
As of Monday, I finally have a website.
That's right. Tell us, what's the deal?
I gave up. I gave up with the gal. The people we're working with had some health issues, and I kept being generous, and I finally just couldn't do it anymore. I mean, it had been a freaking year. Okay. Ooh. So I went with a trusted distributor, and it's an affiliate site, but it's one that I can curate. I can have the stuff that's on the homepage be from the stuff that we carry in our stores. I can add maps. I can add locations. I can add my social media. I can have links to this podcast. I can have links to our streaming video. It's as much Fantasy Gifts as I can get without actually having to deal with the hassles of a website myself. And it's just lovely. But I still need, we'll be looking at it. We'll be making sure that the stuff that's available on the, that you see up front is stuff that we have in our stores. We're learning how to get the prices that match us. The only thing we can't do with this site is we can't ship something to a store. It's got to go to your house. I just don't have that possibility. Okay. But I looked around and I just can't. It's impossible for a small store to have your own website. So I'm very excited. So you go to fantasygifts.com. You can choose either the Minnesota stores or the New Jersey stores. My brother has a new website too and a couple different things. So you look at those stores. I've got ours, or you can just go straight to myfantasygifts.com or fantasygiftsmn.com because I've got both of our things pointed that direction. Okay. And I've already had sales on it. I'm really excited. It's beautiful. Sarah has done amazing graphics for me. She's got it all arranged. We worked with a lovely woman to help get our pages right. I'm going to be doing... I guess a blog's really important. So I'll be doing this blog and, for search and all that sort of stuff. I mean, honestly, if someone was telling me that this $5,000 thing was really important, I'd go, yeah, right. But if someone is telling me that this $10 thing is important, I'm like, okay, I'll believe you. Going through there trying to have, but it's there. Okay. Myfantasygifts.com and fantasygiftsmn.com. Check it out. I'm just thrilled. It's really the best of both worlds. I can personalize what I can, but I'm not responsible for the back end.
Oh, that's great.
And it's just wonderful. And so, I'm just thrilled. So
she is. I can tell you.
I am so excited. I'm just like, it's finally there. So you guys go check it out. We'll be in the stores. We'll be putting out flyers. We're learning how to use. We have to learn how to use coupon codes. Do a few things. We're still, but the site's up, and we're thrilled. And I really need to say thanks to Sarah because I plunked this in her lap with everything going on. I had to say, this is your baby, and she birthed a wonderful website for us.
All right. Well, congratulations on that, and we'll be back next week.